We're running out of time in Ubarak. How far are we from the exit?
Not far. We have entered the Upper Kingdom. The exit should lead us to the base of the glacier itself. However, there are still hidden traps and pitfalls to account for.
Take cover!
Arthas!
The entire passage collapsed. There's no time to dig through this. I'll have to move quickly and find my own way out. Hopefully Anubarak and the others survived. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. I'll be singed if I get too close to those flames. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more of the Nerubian's blasted mechanisms. I'll have to time this perfectly. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Another quake? This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Your pain shall be legendary. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. I'll need this gold for when I reach the glacier. Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. You will know endless torment. Ah, at last. For the Lich King. Your pain shall be legendary. Faithless coward. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. I'll make sure you suffer. Finally. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. Now, Frostmourne. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Faithless coward. For the Lich King. Ah, at last. Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers. You will know endless torment. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Finally. I'll make sure you suffer. Frostborn hungers. Faithless coward. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Now, Frostborn. Frostborn hungers. Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. I must find a way across this strange obstacle. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. You will know endless torment. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. For the Lich King. Your pain shall be legendary. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Now, Frostborn. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. Anubarak, you made it.
I see now why the Lich King chose you as his champion, Death Knight. Few men could have survived this labyrinth alone.
What is it now? This is more like it.
Another earthquake. We must hurry, Death Knight.
Finally. Something's breaking through. Defensive positions! You will know endless torment. At last. At last. This is more like it.
Oblivion awaits. We're running out of time. We must find the exit.
Frostborn hungers. Finally.
They're blocking the way to the exit. We'll have to fight our way through them to reach it. I'll consume the living and the dead. Oblivion awaits. Raid. Indubitably.
Inventory is full. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Finally.
Now quickly, head through that door. The exit to the surface lies just beyond.
It'll be good to see the sun again.
Remember, Illidan and the true battle still await us in the world above. Hopefully our trek through the Dark Earth bought us the precious time we needed.